year. Jones versus Aspinall, is that sort of the big priority, and you think that's the biggest fight the promotion can put on in 2025?
100%. And I think it's probably the biggest fight in heavyweight history, and it's a massive fight in the history of the company too. It's a big fight.
Yeah, we know Tom Aspinall's down. Jones is kind of like on the fence, or at least that's what he said publicly.
Right.
Have you talked?
It's weird.
How confident?
What's weird about that? Let me tell you what's weird about that. So usually, those guys say that shit behind the scenes and not publicly. John says that shit publicly, but not behind the scenes. John is a very unique individual to deal with. From day one, I've been confident that John Jones would do that fight, right? I mean, even before the fight. I said if he won, there's no way John doesn't do this fight. John Jones isn't afraid to fight anybody, and that's a fact. And the only time that anything remotely weird has ever happened with John Jones was the time that his fucking camp did the weird Chael Sonnen thing. We can't fight Chael Sonnen on short notice. Other than that, and that wasn't him. It was his team, and he listened to his team for whatever reason. But that's like the goofiest fucking move in the history of the UFC. But other than that, John Jones behind the scene is not a guy that turns down fights.
Would you guarantee 100% we see that fight?
Yeah. I'll say 100%.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Dana, thanks for your time. I just want to talk about Colby for a sec because, I mean, he's already gotten his shot at gold 4 times if we're counting interim. After a loss like tonight, what's next for him?
I don't know. You're going to have to ask him that question. You know, he's obviously still one of the top-ranked guys. Like we were saying about him all night. Took big shots, stayed in there. Cut was obviously bothering him. But I also believe that if that fight's in Vegas, that fight doesn't get stopped with that cut. And... but I don't think that Colby was very upset when it did. It was bothering him.
So you think that was almost a way out for him?
No, I'm not saying it was a way out. He didn't say, hey, look at my cut. The ref stopped the fight and called the doctor in, and the doctor called the fight. So it's not, he doesn't have a decision in that matter. So no, it's not a way out. I like the way you fucking spun that, though, and see how I would answer that. And then everybody would write, that isn't even in this fucking press conference, that Dana said Colby was looking for a way out with the cut. That's the fucking dumb shit that happens in these press conferences that drive me fucking crazy. So thank you, sir, but go ahead.
Thank you. On a brighter note, it was a good year for MMA in Florida dating back to 299. I mean, fans just seem to love the sport here. So is there a timeline for a return to Florida and maybe a specific venue?
Listen, Florida is the fucking greatest state in the entire country, man. It has been since day one of fucking COVID. And if you look at the way the state has handled itself and maneuvered over the last several years, I had zero expectations coming into Tampa Bay. I didn't know anything about Tampa Bay. This is an incredible city. Great hotels, restaurants. I mean, the restaurants are off the charts. People everywhere. The people here are really nice. You know, Florida is probably the greatest state in the country right now. Nobody can deny it. And then you meet all these people that moved here from lots of other places, and they couldn't be happier. And the answer is, yeah, Florida's fucking awesome.
I moved here from New York, and I agree.
You're the millionth person I've met from fucking New York that moved here too.
Yeah, it's awesome. I just got one more for you. Izzy just took his first non-title fight, and I mean, over 12 fights. So can you just walk us through how that one came together?
Yeah, I mean, when we were talking about that fight, we were tripping out. This guy hasn't fought in a non-title fight since like 19, which is a testament to how great of a fighter he is and has been over the last several years. And that's why we headlined him in Saudi on the fight night.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Have a great night, everybody. Happy holidays and Happy New Year, and I'll see you next year.